What is up, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description? And a warm welcome to OzsomeFun in Minecraft with me, Oz. It's wonderful to be back with you here today. In our last episode, as you can see over my shoulder there, we put the finishing touches to our epic oceanic aquarium, adding all of the final mobs in there, and that was a lot of fun. So if you didn't see that episode, make sure to go back and check it out. But today you might be wondering, Oz, why are you standing on a single stone tile or stone slab with a bit of white carpet on it? Well, there is a very important reason. This is a single block, and it marks several firsts in this episode. First of all, this is going to be my very first bit of pixel map art that's happening today. Oh, yes, it is. And second of all, it's going to be my first time using the amazing replay mod in order to hopefully do some time lapses to show you this pixel art in aerial sped up beauty. And I'm very excited about this. We are going to be making today the logo for the Ghostbusters. That's right, the white ghost with the red kind of stop sign or red cross sign logo with the ghost popping out of it that we're going to use for our Ghostbuster Firehouse that we made a couple of episodes back, and for the forthcoming build of Ec05. Yes, that's right, it's a really exciting day. So, why am I standing on a single block? Well, if you don't know much about map art, right, I've come out here to the ocean where you can see, apart from in the very top corner there, top left-hand corner, there is a bit of marking there that you can see on this map. This is a completely blank area, and although there's a dot where I'm standing right now, if we get ourselves away from it a little bit so that you can see, you'll notice, if you can just see it in the very bottom left hand corner there is a single white dot, and that's because a map in Minecraft, the first level of map that you get in the Java edition, is 128 blocks by 128 blocks. And so what we need to do here is, from our single block that we're standing on, we need to go another 127 blocks that way, and create a nice square of slabs that I'm going to use as my canvas. And it's my idea to initially cover the canvas here in white carpet so that we have a map that is just completely white. And the reason that I'm doing that, it's a very important reason, is I'm going to use a white map for something else in the future. So I'm going to start by making an 128 by 128 square slab and cover that all in white carpet. So that is my first plan, and hopefully it's going to be our first successful time-lapse video as well. I cannot wait to see how this turns out, even though we're just making something really simple to begin with. Let's go, and we'll see how we get on with our very first time-lapse. Okay, hit it! I'm so sorry that we had to cut that time-lapse a little bit short. You'll notice a big difference between when I just put the border with some white carpet around it to now having the entire thing done. So let me just explain what happened there. So essentially, I was using the replay mod to attempt to record the time-lapse. And as you saw, when I was doing the shorter bit there, that was just doing the four sides of the square, it worked absolutely fine. However, when it came to placing all of the tiles, which is about 16,000, I think, in total, plus all the carpet as well, that took around about 4.5 or 5 hours of IRL work. And I think because of the length of that, it just couldn't really handle it. And so when I loaded it up, it was just blue screen of recording death that occurred when I tried to get the replay mod working again. So I don't want to give up on having time lapses because I think they're an awesome addition and I really enjoyed that one there. So what I'm doing instead now is I am going to, or I have done and basically done a few tests of, is using a camera account. Now this is what you see some of the other streamers doing, especially like those on the Hermitcraft. You see that they basically have a second account that they log in with, and they use one of them on spectator mode as a camera, and then have the actual account as well. So I've tested this, and this does work for me. So we're going to be able to do the time lapse of the Ghostbuster logo by using a second account, a camera account. So that's coming up. So look forward to that in just a few seconds time. But let me just tell you what we've done so far. So we've created this big white map here. Now, if we chuck down my ender chest here, grab my backpack, which I've re-dyed blue, because you'll notice now we've got all these red boxes. They're all full of red carpet, all these that are full of black, and a couple of spare whites ready to make the red, black, and white Ghostbuster logo. So that's very exciting. So I re-dyed my backpack so as not to confuse me. And if we grab a map now, I'm also going to grab a glass pane to show you this and have a little look at it. You will see, oh, isn't it pretty? I'll just run across and get it fully thingied out. Isn't it awesome? It's a pure white map. Now, you could also do this by going to snow biome and digging everything out there, or using a bunch of snow golems on leads. But I wanted to start by having a completely white map. So when we put this in an item frame, it will be a nice tighty whitey. Oh, yes. And we can use this map for a future project, as well as I'm going to use it for the front part of the Ghostbusters sign to have it white. Now, what you can do here is, this is a new block that was added in 1.14 Village and Pillage. It's called the cartography table. You can see, I assume, is that meant to be binoculars? Let's assume that that is. Then there's like a globe on the side. Okay, so what you can do with this cartography table is, if we grab a blank map, as you can see, this map here is blank. We can open it up. We can put this in here, and we can use this to make a copy of the map. So, ooh, copy. So now we have two of the same map, and I'll just put them there. So just to prove, we have two of the exact same map. And if you put a glass pane in a map, it locks it, because basically if I kept this map white and blank, as you see there, made the Ghostbuster logo, then this map with the pure white would be lost, and it would be replaced instead by our Ghostbuster logo. So if we put in a pane of glass, it will lock this map, and this map is now locked. So that means, oh, that's the 101st map. Oh no, that's the 101st map. That's so exciting. Why is it always nighttime when I'm trying to explain something? Anyways, so yeah, you can lock a map, and that will keep that nice and safe. So we'll have a white map, have a nap, which rhymes with map, which is high quality rhyming there for you. So we've now got this map, and there you have it. So very cool. So we've got a white map for future use, and I'm hyped about that. So the next thing I'm going to do is add in the Ghostbuster logo, and we're going to do that in the form of a second account spectator style time lapse, and it's going to be awesome. The one little thing I do have to point out though is that, for I don't know what the reason for this, I can't find a fix for it at the moment, is this is obviously me, this is what I look like, but when you'll see me in the time lapse, I don't look like me, although it is me. I look like Alex for some reason. So I'm going to completely change into Alex, transform myself into Alex, and do the time lapse to make the Ghostbuster map. Oh yeah, hyped about it. This is our new time lapse method. Take two. So the first great thing to mention is that from this high up, you can't actually tell that I'm Alex, which is good because you just see the diamond armor. It's like I have a stunt double. As long as you don't look too closely, it looks just like me. So I just wanted to tell you a few of the things that I'm thinking of and what's going on when I'm doing this. Basically, this brown dirt line that you see at the top that I'm going to get rid of very soon is how I measured in where it starts. You might be wondering, well, how did I figure out where to start? Well, I did two things. I used a website called Minecraft Image Converter, right? And I put a link to that in the description below, and you can use that by putting in an image that I edited in an image editor that is well known. Edited that to 128 by 128 blocks or pixels, so that it can basically place it and make sure it was the perfect image. Then I put it in the image converter, and it can kind of, it lets you select which blocks to use, or it can recommend to you, and it does a bunch of weird things, and it gave it a good basic overall shape, but I wasn't 100% happy with exactly how it had highlighted and colored things. So the next thing I did was draw this, which is basically using square paper, graph paper, I don't know what you call it, kind of paper there to make a big giant 128 by 128 grid with numbers going along the top, and then I basically wrote B or R for black and red, and obviously if it was white, I left it white. And this was what I used as my template, and I sat and basically went by line, as you can see me doing in this, like a line printer, just doing each line individually. I maybe would have been faster to go one line across, one line back, but I just wanted to do it all from left to right so that I was making sure I was doing it right, and just used a ruler to slide down each line as I went along. And the results, you know, it's coming together looking absolutely awesome. I can't believe how much it just comes to life seeing it in this awesome time-lapse form. Oh my good, I was ready to say ghostness. Oh my good ghostness. This is awesome. It looks absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm absolutely I can't believe it. I have the Ghostbusters logo made in Minecraft. It's cool. I think, you know, this side of the circle here still feels a little bit wonky. I did play around with it a little bit, but you know, I don't want to keep messing with it too much because I'm super happy with it. It's been an epic effort with an epic turnout. Doesn't it look brilliant? Oh, it looks so cool on the map. I've already quickly ran and locked this map and made a few copies of it as well so that we can apply it to our Ghostbuster headquarters. But it is awesome. Let's take off into the sky and have a look at our final creation. Oh, it is so wicked. Who you gonna call? Well, no doubt, if you don't know, you haven't seen the giant sign and the mini version in my hand. This is absolutely perfect. So now that we have this, let's take a flight back towards the base and apply it to our Ghostbuster headquarters via the epic oceanic aquarium. Dun, dun, dun. Not today. How epic is this place looking now? There is no doubt who resides in the Ghostbuster firehouse now. It is the home of the dudes who catch the ghosts. Oh, I love it. It's just the perfect finishing touch that really brings this build to life. Oh, isn't it terrific up there? I basically just used 2 sea lanterns with 2 iron bars coming off there, and I also reused our white map that we created earlier on in the map art in order to surround the rest of it as well and give it that kind of glowing white look. And this looks absolutely perfect. I'm stoked. That was our first ever piece of map art that we did today. And well, two really if you count the white and then the Ghostbuster bit as well. Oh, it looks beautiful and it was really cool. And I hope you enjoyed putting the finishing touch onto the firehouse and creating our map art and the first use of time lapses. It was an exciting video for sure. And of course, this being YouTube, if you want to do all the YouTubey things, I won't say them because I'm sure you hear them all the time, but you know what they are. If you'd like the video, do the YouTube thing, and as the sun sets, it's another great task complete. So join me next time when I'm going to be building the last finishing touch. A lot of finishing touches being mentioned here, but this is the definitive last finishing touch to our Ghostbuster builds, and that will be Ec05, now that we've got a groovy logo to put on top of it. So remember, who you going to call? Just check the sign. Oh yeah.